Welcome to Playground Sessions. I'm Phil, one of your personal teachers on your piano journey. And I'd like to congratulate you on taking your first step towards reaching your piano goals. The piano is such an amazing instrument. I love it. I can't imagine my life without my piano. It has such a beautiful sound. You can create so much music from this one instrument. There's rhythm, there's harmony, there's melody. And the way that the piano is laid out, it makes it the best instrument to see and learn how music works overall. Okay, enough about why I love the piano. We're here for you. These lessons are for you. So are you ready to get started? Let's jump in. What we want to do is break down the piano. We want to understand how these keys are arranged. If you're like me when I was learning the piano, staring down at all these keys felt intimidating. There's all these white keys, all these black keys. There's just a ton of keys, right? If you're sitting in front of a grand piano like me or an upright piano, you're sitting in front of 88 keys. You might encounter digital pianos or keyboards that have fewer keys, 61 keys or 49 keys or fewer. But a full piano has 88 keys. And if you're feeling intimidated by that, you guys, that's normal. Don't worry. I want you to trust me when I tell you that the setup of the piano and the keyboard is a lot easier than it might seem when you first sit down at the instrument. Yes, there are 88 keys on a full piano, but really there are only 12 different keys, and those 12 repeat up the piano. It's a lot easier than it sounds, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. We're going to start with a very special key, middle C. Middle C is a really important note. It's the center of the musical universe, and it's a key reference point on the piano. To find middle C on your keyboard, all you have to do is look towards the middle of the keyboard. You want to look for a group of 2 black keys, followed by a group of 3 black keys. Starting with the 2 black keys, go to the white key just to the left of them. That key is a C, and more importantly, that's middle C. Take a second to find this key on your keyboard. It should sound like this. And the great news is, if you can find this C, middle C, then you can find any C on your keyboard. Just look for a group of 2 black keys and go to the key to the left. It's as easy as that. Let's try it together. Here's a group of 2 black keys. The white key to the left is a C. Let's do another one up high. Here's a group of 2 black keys. The white key to the left, you guessed it, that's a C. All right, what's going on here? Let's check in. I just taught you how to find middle C, and I told you could find a lot of other C's by looking for a group of 2 black keys. Well, let's tie this back to something that I said earlier in the lesson. Remember I said there's 88 keys, but really there's only 12, and those 12 repeat. That's what we're seeing here with all these C's. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna start with middle C again, right here. And I'd like to count up 12 keys from middle C. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And let's stop there. Let's take a look at that group of 12. Notice within, we actually see our black key groups, a group of 2 and a group of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It contains all of those black keys. Let's try starting from the next C. We're going to see those same notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, within those 12, a group of 2 and a group of 3. Are you starting to see how this group of 12 notes repeats across the piano? Let's look again. And let's start a bit lower this time in range. Let's look for a group of 2 and 3 black keys down here. That's where we're going to find our C. We're going to look to the left of the 2. And let's count up 12 keys from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sure enough, our 2 and 3 black keys were contained in that group of 12. And our very next note, right here, is another C. We can tell because it's to the left of these 2, right? So let's count up 12 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got our 2 and 3 black keys contained, and again, our very next note is C. Okay, so that's how it works. Now that we understand how the keys are laid out, let's talk a little bit about the names of these keys. In music, we use something called the musical alphabet to name the notes. But unlike the standard alphabet that goes from A to Z, the musical alphabet goes from A to G, just 7 letters. And these 7 letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, are used to name every key on the piano. Looking again at the keyboard, we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Now remember, the keyboard is made up of note groupings that repeat. So guess what happens after this G? Well, we're back to A, and that same pattern repeats again, the musical alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you guessed it, it happens again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. You got it? 7 letters in the musical alphabet, and those repeat. But wait, we talked about groups of 12 keys repeating. So what's missing? Well, all these black keys are missing. Let's talk about these. The black keys start with a letter from the musical alphabet as well, but then we add a sharp or a flat symbol in front of that letter, like A sharp or C sharp, or D flat, E flat. Now don't worry too much about what all of that means right now. There's a rule you're gonna learn down the road, I promise. It's gonna help you figure out how to name those black keys. But for now, all you need to remember is that the musical alphabet is used to name the keys on the keyboard, and that repeats all the way across. All right, you see how this works? The music alphabet just repeats across the piano. And what that really means is that we've got low and high range on this instrument, and the music alphabet covers it all. Let me show you what I mean. If we play a C down here, this is a C as well, it's just higher. Still a C, just way higher. And this works with any of our letters. If you play a G here, well, this is also a G, it just sounds lower. And this is a really low G. Do you notice that when we change the range of a note, it sounds different? It might sound higher or lower. It's actually the same note no matter where we play it. It's pretty amazing with that in mind that the world's musicians have been able to do so much with just these 12 notes, mixing them up in different orders and using a wide range. All right, guys, you're almost ready to start playing and making music. But first, I'd like to talk to you briefly about posture, how to sit at the piano. First, we want to be about this distance away from the keys, back nice and straight. We want to get our arms up. Our elbows should be relaxed, not too far in or out. And we should be at about a 90-degree angle, more or less, with our arm, so our hands can lay on the keyboard. Speaking of our hands, we don't want our wrists too low under the keys. We want them to be up above the keys. And we want our hand to be nice and rolled, kind of like you're holding a cup, but we're gonna just turn it over. We want a rolled angle, not a flat hand like this when we play. With this posture, you should feel nice and relaxed and able to get through the music comfortably. All right, it's time to get you playing. But first, I need to show you the fingering system. Your thumbs are 1, your pointer fingers are 2, your middle fingers are 3, your ring fingers are 4, and your pinkies are 5. So when you get started with your first lesson, this is really going to help you determine what notes to play with which fingers. If you see a 1, that tells you to push down your thumb. If you see a 5, for example, well, that means play with your pinky. A 3 would tell you to go ahead and use your middle finger. And on that note, it's time for the real fun to begin. So go ahead and move on to the next lesson and start making some music. I'll see you soon.